Now, there was a time when Big Homie CeCe was Diddy's enforcer, bodyguard, and right-hand man. But these days...
Do you think Diddy would want you dead?
Probably be in his best interest if I was.
Big Homie switched to the other side. He chose to tell the truth. But in the Diddler's world, the truth has consequences.
You know, I've been shot, I've been stabbed, I've been poisoned, you name it.
Big Homie's life isn't like yours and mine. Ever since he decided to spill the beans, he is constantly living his life looking over his shoulder. Like, what? Who that? Every knock on the door, every shadow outside his window, and even every time he goes do an interview. There's a blacked out car forcing him into an accident.
It's been a hard time to line up this interview because the last time I was scheduled to be in this interview, randomly, our car gets hit from the side by a blacked out vehicle, no license plate. That's happened 3 times this month so far.
Really?
Somebody didn't want me to do this interview. Yeah, somebody didn't want me to do this interview.
And while you and I are following the Diddy trial for updates, Big Homie CeCe is following the same trial to find out when he has to skedaddle and get the f out the country.
Due to the situation, the circumstances, I decided that it's probably best for me to live outside of the States at this point. I know if he walks, I'm gonna be target number 1.
Diddy versus Big Homie CeCe. Big Homie's former boss was found guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution and not guilty of serious charges, which were RICO and sex trafficking. This is good news for Diddy and bad news for Big Homie CeCe. Puffy is still expected to do some time behind bars, but according to Big Homie, a Diddy behind bars is still dangerous enough to make him get on the next plane out of the country. Big Homie stated that one of the reasons Diddy has been able to avoid going to prison for a long time is that Brother Love has allegedly found a way to make a number of witnesses disappear.
Diddy was coming under fire for trying to tamper with witnesses while he was arrested. There are several people who were initially named to be witnesses. They just magically disappeared. So it's kind of like, okay, well, it's almost as if it's a conspiracy going on, because where is the gentleman who provided feds with some of the tapes from these parties who was supposed to be a witness? He's not involved. If you look at the case with Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, when the bodyguard went AWOL, there was no warrant for his arrest. In the Diddy case, there's no warrant, no contempt for that person. But let's look at the Nipsey Hussle situation. When some of the witnesses that were there that were actually shot with him, they got warrants for their arrest when they didn't show up for court. Why is it not in this situation?
Big Homie believes that some witnesses have allegedly been paid off by Diddy's team, while others might have been intimidated. And if this is true, this wouldn't be the first time that Diddy has allegedly found a way to make witnesses not appear at his trial. Back in 1999, Diddy had that nightclub scandal that got him, J-Lo, and Sean arrested. He was involved in a fight with a man called Matthew Scar Allen, and this led to 3 people getting shot on that night. But Diddy somehow was found not guilty of all charges, while Sean's career was ruined for trying to protect Diddy. The man who Diddy got into a fight with was Scar. Scar stated that he was supposed to testify against Diddy, but before the day of the trial, Puffy allegedly reached out to him, invited him to a meeting where he was going to pay him off with $250,000 not to testify. According to Big Homie CeCe, this was one of those examples that show that Diddy can tamper with witnesses. But it doesn't just stop at tampering with witnesses. Yes, these witnesses could be offered a tempting amount like $250,000, but fam, getting that money is a different ballgame. After Scar was offered $250K to not testify, one of his homies told him that if he showed up to the meeting, the next event they were going to be attending was Scar's funeral. Diddy had allegedly ordered a hit on Scar for $50,000, and the meeting was just a setup. Scar wasn't the only one Diddy allegedly tried to bribe in this scandal. Sean stated that Diddy got one of the club's bouncers to lie and testify against Sean to save Diddy.
Like, how do you call a witness to testify against your comrade.
That witness Shine is referring to is Sharice Myers, a bouncer who was working inside Club New York when shots rang out that December night in 1999. In court, Myers claimed that she fell on top of Puffy during the shooting and said that he did not have a gun. But even as her testimony helped exonerate Puffy, it implicated Shine.
Shine even told Diddy that the witness was going to be lying against him, but Puffy didn't care because the testimony was going to help him.
Shine has maintained from the beginning that Myers' testimony, asserting that he was the first to open fire on that fateful night, is untrue.
If I'm telling you that she's lying and you saying, hey, well, she helping me, but I'm facing 25 years and you looking at probation. Yeah, those are the things that you understand are unacceptable. You don't have to hold my hand. You don't have to do nothing, but don't try to hurt me.
The man Diddy offered $250,000 eventually chose not to testify because he was worried about what Brother Love might do to his mother and family, which is also another proof of witness intimidation that Big Homie accused Diddy of. Big Homie also revealed that another way that Diddy has allegedly made attempts on his life is through various illnesses. Ever since he started talking to the press and exposing Diddy, he's been poisoned more than twice. His toxicology report showed that he was possibly poisoned with cyanide.
Along this path, I've been poisoned 3 times. My toxicology report showed cyanide, and cyanide metabolizes into pneumonia in your body. So I've had pneumonia on 3 occasions, and these problems didn't start for me until I started to speak out about people like this.
Now, I hope y'all are paying attention. Big Homie said that the cyanide that he was poisoned with metabolized into pneumonia. Now, pneumonia is a peculiar case because of the number of people connected to Diddy that are supposedly had died from the illness.
Well, there was, of course, the case of one of his other ex-girlfriends, Kim Porter, who died of pneumonia at a very young age. You just referenced your own situation with pneumonia that you believe was deliberate poisoning. Do you believe that may be what happened to her?
Why are so many people coming down with pneumonia? Why is that happening to everybody? What is that about? Where have you ever seen this many cases of pneumonia associated with one situation? So,
Now, you all know Kim Porter is Diddy's ex and the woman who has become the closest to becoming Diddy's wife. Kim unfortunately passed away on November 15th, 2018. On her death certificate, the cause of death was first listed as deferred. The first coroner stated that there were toxins found in her system and her cause of death was a homicide.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. They have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting and I was gonna meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you wanna know what they all had in common though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma.
Then, after the autopsy was completed, her cause of death was listed as pneumonia. The same illness that Diddy's former bodyguard, Big Homie CeCe, says that they have poison that can create pneumonia-like symptoms that make a person look like and seems like they have pneumonia. There have always been suspicions about Kim's death. In fact, another former bodyguard of Diddy claims that Kim's casket was ordered 2 months before she passed.
Kim's death wasn't even investigated, bro. Her death wasn't even investigated. And it should have been a proper investigation so all the family members can feel like that there was no foul play in her death. Some people even said that her casket was ordered 2 months before she died.
The autopsy states that Kim died of pneumonia, but the same woman who suffered from pneumonia was getting a message on the same day she was pronounced dead.
Kim received a massage for about an hour when she's supposed to have full-blown pneumonia. Who gives somebody a massage when they got pneumonia? And do we know whether she used that baby oil or not for that massage? It makes you say,
Pneumonia has become such a common and dodgy cause of death for celebrities, and people like Jaguar Wright now have a different name for it.
Oh no, it's all good. But Uncle Ron, Beyonce's ex-bodyguard, who
And
threatened to
Diddy's.
expose them. Yeah, threatened to expose them, I believe in 2023, is deceased. He's passed away.
Allegedly, that's what they are saying.
Allegedly, that is what they are saying. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, they said he died from that pneumonia. You know, just like Kim, just like Brittany Murphy. That pneumonia ain't no joke. Hey, every time somebody get to telling the truth about someone, whoever's been lying, they just say a little prayer and then the pneumonia come and then it's.
Pneumonia is also the cause of death for Bernie Mac, Val Kilmer, Brittany Murphy, and the same suspicions that surround the death of Kim Porter also applies to Brittany Murphy. Big Homie stated that he's also suspicious of Kim's death because she's the one who knows most of his secrets, and one person that agrees with Big Homie's suspicions is Kim's ex-husband, Al B. Shaw. Al B. Shaw insisted that he doesn't believe that Kim died of pneumonia.
I went through many, almost, more than a decade of being scrutinized and clowned by law enforcement, them telling me, you need some help. Sex trafficking, really? What's wrong with you? No way, but not realizing that they were also working for the situation.
Because you were hinting, saying...
Posting, I get calls, take it down or else, so on and so forth.
But this is about Diddy, so let's be clear for everybody that doesn't know.
Diddy, who's about to, his trial's about to start. Yeah, yes. They're selecting a jury.
But you were on this train years ago.
Yes, many, many years ago, I posted some information that was, basically trying to save my life. And thank goodness to my ex, the wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth. And I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Al stated that the last time he saw Kim, she was in good health and showed no signs of being sick at all.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby. Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time. And I'm, grabbing Sean like, what? And she's in the back going, stop, So it was a really festive opportunity just for all of us to be together, because it's nothing like the circus that's out here. So it was a lot of the stuff, came to surprise, but a lot of the stuff will be revealed.
Al stated that Diddy is not only allegedly behind Kim's death, but he believes that Brother Love tried to take him out of here too. Tried to take him out. Allegedly. During this interview, he stated that he suffered from multiple organ failure, was in a coma for 2 months, and for the first time, Al stated that he believes that Diddy was the one that tried to end his life.
So do you think specifically then that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes, absolutely.
Wow.
My first time saying it.
Al B. Shaw's allegations are the exact same ones that Big Homie CC accused Diddy of. Big Homie has been poisoned several times. Every time he steps out of his house, there's someone after him. And even when he attends an interview, he has his car rammed off the road by cars with no license plate.
It's been a hard time to line up this interview because the last time I was scheduled to be in this interview, randomly, our car gets hit from the side by a blacked out vehicle, no license plate. That's happened 3 times this month so far.
Really?
somebody didn't want me to do this interview. Yeah, somebody didn't want me to do this interview.
Big Homie stated that while most people would not cross certain lines to get what they want, Diddy allegedly will cross every line, break every rule, break every law to get what he wants.
You ever notice that you always see this gentleman in a towel, shirtless, in his underpants all the time? Why you always half naked in the middle of the day? And you know, there's a video of him saying that he's a savage, and he's screaming this, and he's saying that whatever he wants, he's gonna get. And he said it by any means. And very few people who have that type of personality, they feel like they can have whatever they want. Very few of those people are safe to be around, especially if they're in an inebriated state.
All right, now you go ahead and you leave a comment on what you think and what do you believe. I mean, do you agree with Big Homie CC that the diddler, Diddy, is a devious man, or you think he's a little exaggerated? So your opinion is your opinion. Go ahead, leave that comment, like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, get the merch, buy some merch. It's all there, it's all there. And just, hang out with us. See you next time. Peace and blessings.